Hi, welcome. This is the Toronto Sacramento virtual reunion. So we're going to start with a few poll questions for everyone who is on the call right now. So how many times have you joined a Zoom event since the pandemic began? Is this your first one, a couple times, more than a couple, more than 6? Go ahead and answer that and we'll collect the information, get an idea about the experience level. You click whichever button and then you hit submit.
Well, you guys are all good. We have 92% voted already.
Oh, awesome. Well, I bet this is not their first event then, right?
I think so.
I don't think so.
Good. Let's see. Can you show us the results of that first question?
Do you have the login information?
No.
There we go. Okay, well, a
Oh,
couple
wow.
of people.
We're an experienced bunch.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for participating. Chris, let's go ahead and do our second poll question, please.
Okay, I gotta stop sharing the results. Go to here.
On the way. Okay.
How long have you been a member? Same thing. Click your button and then submit.
There.
Right now we have 30 participants. I know we're expecting more than that. This is just really trying to get us involved before we get everybody up and ready to go through the actual presentation. How'd we do on that one, Chris?
You had 96% voted. Only one person. Oh, that's maybe me.
Maybe.
I'm on another one.
What are the results, Chris?
I'm not voting.
You've been a
Look
member.
at that.
Wow, what a distribution curve.
Yeah, lots of people, 5 years or less.
Now, Kathy, when you record these, the Zoom poll results don't show up on the recording, so you might want to verbalize that if you
Oh,
share it.
thank you, Chris.
Yes.
So 39% 1 to 5 years in friendship course, 32% 6 to 10 years, 21% 11 to 20 years with friendship course, and 7% over 20 years. It looks like we don't have a guest on today. That's okay. Let's go ahead and do our third one. We only have 4. We're just about ready to get started. Hopefully When's your favorite time of year to travel? Or do you have one?
Yeah, we should have put any time.
Yeah.
Oh.
January, February.
Well, some people have a favorite. It'll be interesting to see. My guess is the Canadians might pick different months than we do.
I don't know why you would think that.
How did we do, Chris?
90, well, that's it, 100% just now. So we're,
Okay, perfect. Let's see what they said. All right, so
Okay.
people, January, February, March and April, 14%, May, June, 14%, July, August, 3%, September, October, 62%, November, December, 3%. Thank you so much. One more question, folks, and then we're going to get started. We now have 31 guests. Did you participate in either the journey to Toronto or Sacramento? Could have been as a host, an ambassador, any kind of helper, or an attendee at a journey function. So let's see who participated in at least one of those journeys. It's the last poll question.
80%, 87,
When they came to visit us, are we talking about?
either
Either
one.
way, I think.
Either way, Norma,
Or both.
or both.
Okay.
Okay, we have 30 of 31 people voted, so.
I participated, but I don't know for to vote.
all
Well,
right.
you participated then, so that's a positive. Good. How'd we do, Chris? I'm just curious if we have many people. Okay, we have 73% that did participate and 27 were not able to participate. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for engaging with us in the poll while everybody got situated. We now have 32 participants on, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So first off, a big welcome to everyone. My name is Kathy Hart. I was the journey coordinator when Toronto visited Sacramento. I want to introduce just three other people to you. Britton Holmes is our representative from Friendship Force International. So do we have you, Britton, on video?
Hey, hi everybody. Sounds like there's a little bit of a feedback. Can you guys hear me all right?
There is a
Okay.
feedback.
What about now? Still a little bit. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Let me mute myself. Okay, can you guys hear me fine?
Yeah.
Thumbs up, cool. Thank you so much. Hi, thank you so much for having me and letting me join your reunion tonight. Thank you to Shirley and Kathy for putting this event together. In my opinion, events like this, where you can reconnect with friends across the world, have really been the silver lining of this pandemic. But some of you may know me or recognize my name from emails. But as Kathy mentioned, I'm Britton Holmes. I'm Friendship Force's Regional Support Manager for the US and Canada regions. I've been with Friendship Force since 2019, since January of 2019. So I'm still learning names and faces, but I've really enjoyed working with the organization, getting to know everybody and living vicariously through your travels. But I just wanted to say a little bit about what we're doing during this pandemic at Friendship Force. As you can imagine, it's really made it important for us to adapt and support our members in new ways as best as we can. So in the past few months since travel has stopped, at Friendship Force, we've been working hard to create opportunities to keep our members engaged and connected to each other around the world, but from their homes, of course. This virtual reunion is a great example. And, our friends in Sacramento have been really awesome about planning events and staying involved, getting everyone involved. But we also, Friendship Force has a whole catalog of virtual experiences on our blog that you could join anytime or you could watch previous recordings of. We've hosted trivia games, tutorials for different technologies like Zoom, Duolingo, and WhatsApp. And we also have a popular series called Faces and Places, where different members in countries around the world kind of invite you into their culture, give you a presentation about their country, their foods, their culture, customs, all of that fun stuff. So I invite you to check out all of our offerings that we have on our blog. I can put the link in the chat, and I'm sure Kathy and Shirley can send it out to you afterwards. And we're also, we keep our Facebook really updated with the new events as they come out. So if you're on Facebook, I'd invite you to like our Facebook page to get those updates. So thank you again for letting me join your reunion. I'm excited to hear about your travels together and see your pictures. And it's great to meet and see all of these new faces. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Britton. Appreciate taking time out of your schedule to join us. The other one, I've already introduced myself, but I want to introduce for folks from the Sacramento group who maybe didn't know her, is Shirley Lewis. She is the contact from Toronto that has worked on doing the reunion with me. So Shirley, do you want to say a quick welcome?
Yes, I do, but I want to say something drastically quick. Gloria, Laura Hill didn't get her invitation, and I don't know why. And I'm going to tell you an address right now. Hill, Laura, 225.
I have her address. I have her address.
Okay, just invite her because something happened to the invitation. Okay, can we go back to what am I saying? A few words?
No, you're just saying welcome. You've already said a few words. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Shirley. The other person who's worked really hard to make this happen is Chris Smith. He is our technical wizard and keeper of all presentations. So Chris, thank you so much. You saw him earlier. He is just so terrific. It's very difficult to host and be the technical person at the same time. So thank you for hanging in there when we did the rehearsals and all, and appreciate all your support. So I think we are ready. So I'm going to share my screen, Chris. And we will get started with the first little bit that I'm doing. Okay, there we are. Some of you are going to recognize this. I just loved this. This was from FFI, but I just loved how it came together. So we are going to be talking about the two journeys. The first one, of course, is when Toronto visited Sacramento, and then last year, Sacramento ambassadors visited Toronto. Now, briefly, I don't think we have anyone new on from the Sacramento Club. I was hoping some of our new members might join today. But briefly, we're going to talk about a journey. What is a Friendship Forest journey? Probably everybody on the call knows what it is. That'll be very quick. Toronto's going to share some memories of our journey visiting them last year. Sacramento will share some memories of when they visited us in 2017. Toronto then has a little COVID update and short musical presentation. And then we will close with an Up Here in Canada video and then have some chat time. So that's what we put together for today. The first part then is to just briefly talk about a Friendship Forest journey, which, as we all know, making friends just around the world. And that's what's so great about Zoom is the ease with which we can reconnect with people or make new friends with folks that perhaps we haven't stayed with yet. So Friendship Forest provides the opportunities to explore new cultures, new countries from the inside, just by person to person, instead of in a big old tour group. Friendship Forest brings together lots of diverse people. We stay in members' homes. We have those one-of-a-kind experiences that are not available to regular tourists. And when you're hosting, you're welcoming either international or domestic visitors into your culture, sharing meals, conversations, and then the best sights and experiences in your region. And then through these encounters, people who have never met become friends. And we know that by experiencing different views, you can discover common ground. Just one last slide about journeys. A journey can be international or domestic. Most of the journeys are club to club. And then they have unique global and themed journeys. If you have not done one of those, I would just highly recommend checking them out when we get to do our global and themed journeys again. They're fabulous. And typically you really enjoy them because you like the theme or you wouldn't have signed up for it. But there's many ways, as we know, to participate on inbound journeys. You don't need to just be a home host. You can be a day host, dinner host, help with the welcome party, with the farewell party. We need many, many hands when we are hosting folks, and there's lots of ways for all of our members to become engaged. Now, the Toronto-Sacramento journeys were both club to club. And so we want to give a little insight into what our clubs do when Friendship Forest members are hosted. So Shirley, now is your time to share about the memories from the 2019 journey.
Just need to get her unmuted. There was a little background noise there, so we can get Shirley unmuted. Oops, that was Stephanie. Shirley. Let's see. Shirley, can you unmute yourself?
I have to tell you, never have I done so much work with so little result because my computer has been acting up. But I'm just delighted that at least I got on the show. First of all, I'm going to tell Gloria that for some reason Rika has not been able to sign in, and she was going to talk about and show a few pictures about about our swell time here. So until Rika signs in, and I think Gloria is going to help me out there, I'm just going to remind everybody of what a swell time we had. Chris, do I have any pictures?
Do you want to see those, the PowerPoint?
No, not that one. Did I send you some pictures of our time in Toronto?
I think you just sent me only one still slide, I think. Group photo. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, and I'll tell you if that's it. Oh, isn't that a nice one? I thought I sent you 4. There's a picture of us, everybody, at the art gallery. And
This is at Elgin Theater.
at the Elgin Theater. Thank you very much. I have some pictures of the art gallery too.
I think the other one you sent me was maybe a bingo card.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
are. Do you remember the bingo cards that we made out? And did I just see Rika?
Yes, I'm here.
Rika, would you like to talk a little bit about our swell time?
Well, okay, are we going through the pictures that I sent you?
Well, I thought we were,
I'm
but
sorry,
I'm
I'm
not,
late.
I'm not sure we have them all. What
Okay.
else have you got, Chris?
I've got, that's it, those 2 slides. There was actually 3, but 2 of them are a repeat. So those two photos are the only 2 I have, other than the slideshow and the video.
Well, I'm afraid Toronto's looking a little incompetent here. My apologies. I did have, Rika sent me a bunch of pictures and I was going to put them up and have Rika talk about them.
Let
But
me
we'll
look
just,
back while you're talking and see if I can find an email. I think you had a link to a Google Photos, did you?
I did.
Okay, let me see if I can find that. You go ahead
If
and
you,
chat for a second, and I'll see if I can find it.
if you, if you don't find them, one of the pictures was the welcome brunch, which Rika was mostly responsible for. And that
We
was
were-
the first day that you arrived and we went to a ball game. Right? Did you find anything?
No, I've got the lockdown one, but
The song?
no, the PowerPoint, the Google Slides.
No, that one's going to be that's going to be what's happened since you came. I think Rika and I will just talk a bit. In fact, this was supposed to be very short anyway, so it's going to be even shorter. I'm sure you all remember the welcome brunch, and then we went to the ball game, and then we went to the CN Tower, and we all went to hosted dinners where everybody had a pretty good time. And then we did something unique by going to the stem cell lectures. And Gloria, you didn't know that I was going to ask you this, but didn't you tell me that the result of all that research got invalidated after the lockdown, after the COVID virus? Do you mind speaking about that for a second?
There's Gloria.
Is Gloria there?
Hold on a second. I think we need to unmute her.
I'm sorry, it's not invalidated. It's been held up because of the money now going to try to find a vaccine for COVID, so that the young fellow is sort of sitting twiddling his thumbs, hoping to goodness that he soon gets back to following through on his research. It's really, really unfortunate, but I think the major thing right now is really to find a vaccine for the COVID. So it will be back, but not for a while. Thanks, Joey.
Yeah. So that's pretty much, I can't say that it's empty right now. Dundas Square is always full of people. So we do a lot of social distancing now, like in everywhere else, but Dundas Square is still pretty much active. People just hanging around, just watching. People go by, and there's a lot of repairs going on Young Street. They actually closed the whole thing so that they could re-asphalt a whole length of it, and you can see Uniqlo is there, and we have Nordstrom. There's a lot of talk about Nordstrom closing, but the way it is, that whole mall is, there's a lot of people in there, and they have their masks on and everything, and we're trying to keep the economy going with some bit of shopping. A lot of the restaurants, of course, are closed, except for takeout. So I'd like to think that Toronto is not a dying city, because people do like to come out and play, right? But how would you say it, Mike? It's pretty active out there, right? Yeah.
Rika, I think we'll keep moving along, and
Okay.
and thanks for the participation. This part didn't work out very well, but I take the blame for it. Okay, let's move on.
Okay. This is at the crypt, right? At St. Michael's. We would have wanted more pictures of the cathedral upstairs, but we weren't allowed to take that many pictures because of the exposition of the Blessed Sacrament. Okay, so we move on. What's next?
That
Okay,
was the Chinese meal.
okay, take that on, Shirley. What was that gift that
We
you
all
were given?
remember going down the steps and having lobster and all kinds of Chinese food galore. And from there, we went on to the art gallery. And I think there's a picture of the art gallery there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
remember going to the art gallery? It was a pretty impressive place.
Well,
What's
this one we were able to take this shot because the whole day it was raining. Remember, it was really gloomy and everything. But the moment we emerged into this room, the sun came out, and we grabbed George. He's the tallest member of Friendship Force, and we said, "George, take the picture," and he did. And we asked him, "Please take all that sunshine because we're nothing compared to the sunshine of California, but we had it. It came out for you guys at that time." So I hope you like that picture. It's a pretty neat picture of AGO. Okay, next. What's next? Okay, and there's Sheila here in the foreground on the right. We're very proud of the collection that we have of our native. Anong tawag sina, Mike? The art grouping that we have here. So we move on.
That's the Chinese food again. Let's what's the next one?
This is the yeah. Food,
This was the welcome
I think
brunch.
we had a lot of food. Yeah,
That
Okay.
it, or is there another? Oh, that's the bingo.
the bingo. Yeah.
I can't recall who won the prizes, but we weren't that good at filling this in. I saw a lot of cheaters.
Yeah,
Is that
hard
the
time
last one?
figuring it out.
So that's that's a cottage. So that's our little review of the week. Kathy, I'm finished.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm
Rika,
Mm-hmm.
I just said thanks, Rika.
Okay. Aren't you going to show your did
No,
you
but
do
that
that?
comes
Tiffany?
later. That
Okay.
comes later.
Yeah, we've got an agenda here. We're just trying to go with the program. So let's talk just briefly then.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let me wait till that goes away. There we are. So sometimes unexpected things can happen on a journey.
Yep.
And this happened when our group of ambassadors were up in Toronto, and we had two folks who just were struggling, different reasons, but they were so well taken care of by our host. So thank you very much. I personally had to go to see a doctor when I was there. I had an infection and got to experience actually the wonderful medical care that in Toronto, but unfortunately I missed most of Come From Away. So anyway, thank you for all of your support when we were up in Toronto. Let's briefly talk about what we did when Toronto came to visit Sacramento. So they came late fall, October 25th to November 1 in 2017. And our journey begins with greeting our ambassadors at the airport. This is, of course, just a few of them. Now, we had ambassadors not only from the Toronto Club, but a couple of ambassadors, some of the members from the Niagara Falls Club joined this journey. And we had people that had, most everyone, I think, had been in the States somewhere, but they were all in different places. So everybody arrived at completely different times, but it was our pleasure to go pick them up at the airport. And then we actually started our welcome brunch the next day because I think we had some people coming in pretty late that first day. So of course, we're talking about our journey plans and lots of food. Can't see the food because I was chatting, didn't want people eating. But here's a couple of photos of our ambassadors and our hosts. So it's our hosts with whoever they were, our ambassadors, and then whoever their hosts were. I don't know if you can see it. Mine is kind of covered with this little thing.
Oh, it's fine, Kathy.
It's all right. Okay, good. All
Yeah,
right.
ours was terrific, Kathy.
And then here's the second page showing you everyone who was an ambassador and who their hosts were. So thanks again to all of our wonderful, wonderful hosts because, of course, Friendship Force could not work if we didn't have the home hosts. Our first day after our brunch, we went downtown Sacramento. For those of you who might not know, Sacramento is the capital of California, so we went and had a Capitol Day. We have a Capitol building we are incredibly proud of. It's beautiful, very, very regal. So we did a tour. You can see the exterior on the left top, a little close-up shot of the group on the right top. And then the bottom left, they are in one of the rooms where, I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's the
Assemblyman.
It's the assemblyman, okay. And that's where they, do all their chatting and their voting. And they weren't there, I don't believe, but we're up on a balcony and you can look down. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful room. And then we learned some history about how it all works. And then the bottom right is another photo of our group. I think that's Reagan. Isn't that the statue of Reagan?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then we were so fortunate to have Linda and Ned offer to host a lunch out in their cabin in the Sierra foothills. So we took a drive out there. For those of you who just might not know the area at all, it was probably maybe an hour or so outside of Sacramento, of course, depending on where you are. But it's in the foothills, so it's very wooded, and it's in the middle of gold rush country. So you can see folks on the left getting ready for the meal, folks on the top right in front of the cabin, and then the bottom left, this is Sutter's Mill, which is where gold was first discovered. So after our lunch, folks had the day to spend in gold country, either going to wineries or doing some historical things, whatever specifically interested them after we had our group gathering. Another day trip that we enjoyed was going out to Calaveras Big Trees. This is a little further away, but if you didn't go on this particular journey, I just want to give you some perspective. The one on the left, everybody is standing on the tree stump, and we are probably not taking up a quarter of that stump. That's how huge the tree was. Now, of course, it's just the stump there, but it's huge. And Bruce is on the right-hand side, just giving you a little bit of perspective on another tree that is a fallen tree in the area. So it's a beautiful place. We did a little bit of hiking, and had a lunch, and then this is a different part of Gold Country, lots of wineries in the area, and people had free time to do what they were interested in. Well, you can't come to California and not at least check out some of the wines. So we did that. We had several different places folks could go. I don't know exactly, Chris, you might know where you were on the top. I don't remember. The bottom one is Ironstone.
I think the top one is Lava Cap. I don't think it was that day. I think it was a different day.
Oh, different day. Okay, I'm just talking about wine, I
Yeah,
guess.
we went to Lava Cap a different day. Yeah.
Okay, good, good. The photo on the bottom right, just to try to help give you perspective, I didn't use one that had a person. That is at Ironstone Vineyards, which is actually not far from Big Trees out in Calaveras area. And that is the largest, I think it's the gold, it's not really a nugget, Chris. Do you know exactly what that is?
It's a crystalline gold formation. It's the largest crystalline gold formation ever found.
Right. And if you were to like put a person in front of it, it would pretty much take up their whole body, right? Not their legs, but their
Yeah, it's probably 2.5 feet tall. Yeah, 2 feet, 2.5 feet.
So some of us went to Ironstone and we looked around and got to see the largest piece of gold ever found. This is always a highlight. We are so fortunate to have the Galeries who opened they call it a cabin. It's really not a cabin. It's the bottom left. It's a mountain home. This is on our way to Truckee. The left top, we do a stop, and Chris does a wonderful explanation of petroglyphs in the area. So you can tell it's getting a little colder here because it's the very end of December now. We were a little worried the cabin might be snowed in, but it wasn't. And our day in Tahoe includes, probably at least a half a dozen stops. The photo on the right is just one of the view places to look out over Emerald Bay. Honestly, the picture doesn't do it justice. I know Canada has amazing lakes, but truly, Lake Tahoe is world class as well. So that was a lovely day again, having lunch at Bob and Pat's. They do a wonderful job there, and we had another lovely day up in Tahoe. So our one of the three components, I would say, of Friendship Force is the three are explore, understand, serve. And so when we are on our journeys, we are exploring and we're trying to understand, build a perspective, broaden our perspective. And one of the ways we chose to serve was by having our farewell. We actually had a lunch because it was Halloween Day. We had a farewell lunch at this cafe known as Plates Cafe. And it's special in that they partner with a local residential program for formerly homeless women and children. And what they do, it's a wonderful program. They work with folks for a year and a half, all kinds of support, mental health therapy, alcohol, drug counseling, parental education. If they don't have their diploma, to help them, these women get a diploma. And what they do at Plates is they learn how to cook and or serve. So they're learning a life skill. And what's just amazing is that 96% of the women who complete this St. John's Employment Training Program, and they are in partnership with Plates Cafe, go on to get non-subsidized employment, and they can live on that in the Sacramento area. So that's just a crucial step in their ability to be self-sustainable. So our party was held here. It was delicious food. It was plenty of food. We had several of their the women who were in the program shared a little bit about their history. It was very powerful how much this had impacted not only their lives but the lives of their children. So really a very worthwhile cause. And then our Canadian ambassadors gave a great program. It was just wonderful. slides, and they had these beautiful scarves with the maple leaf on it, which they gave to the hosts at the end. They sang and had a wonderful, wonderful history about Canada. It was just a really, really wonderful program. And because it was Halloween, we asked people if they felt, they could, to dress up. And we had several people, more than just these photos, but these were the photos I had, decided to participate. So all in all, it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And I think that's it for my slides on that. If I could ask Kathy and Bill, they had a memory they'd like to share.
Let me make sure we get them unmuted. Where are they?
I did it, Chris.
There you go. Okay, thanks, Kat.
Well, Kathy asked us to talk about hosting a little bit, and actually we weren't, you could say we were lucky in who we got, but actually it wasn't luck, because what happened is Kathy, being the host coordinator from Sacramento, wanted to be close to the ambassador coordinator. And so since we live close to Kathy, we were lucky enough to get Gloria and Bruce to stay with us. And Kathy said at the beginning of this that different views, common ground. Actually, in this case, I don't think we had any different views. I've never had anybody that I was so compatible with from the actual start of it. In fact, before they came, as soon as I got the information on who we were hosting, I Googled them, which I always do just to get any information. And I saw a picture of Gloria with a t-shirt with a slogan that I really agreed with. And I thought, oh, this is going to be we're going to have a good week, because we're going to have a lot in common.
She was a nasty woman.
And we really did. And they were so easy to have around. I had just gotten back from our club's journey to Japan. And so I'd been home maybe, 5 days or so. So I was still, not quite going at full speed. And it was just so nice to have people that were casual, and they made the week absolutely effortless.
That's my turn.
Yep, your
Right.
turn.
Okay. And the story that Kathy loves to tell, but I get to tell today, is that when we were communicating back and forth before they arrived in Sacramento, she wanted to find out, just different things of what they liked. And one of the things that they like to do, they like to go hiking and whatever. And they, and Gloria liked raptor games. And so Kathy spent some time on the internet trying to find out what kind of
I thought it was a computer game or something. I didn't know.
A video game, a raptor game was. And finally, I had to tell her the Raptors are the NBA team in Toronto. And so when they came here, it was preseason, and I got to take the four of us to a Kings preseason game, and they got to see the Golden One Arena. But the flip side of the story is I got repaid by 4 or 5 times when we went to Toronto, because we got to see, or Bruce and I got to see the final game when Kawhi Leonard made the shot that bounced on the rim 4 times to beat Philadelphia to get into the finals. And so it was an amazing day there. And the thing they did when we arrived in Toronto, there was a We the North t-shirt and a Toronto Blue Jays hat on the bed. And when we've traveled, last year we were in Jordan and Egypt, and the people there thought we were Canadians because I had the Blue Jays hat on. And I like it so much, I was playing tennis in it this morning. So I want to thank Gloria and Bruce that hat has been around the world.
And they were perfect guests. And when we went to Toronto, they were perfect hosts. So we were amazed.
Didn't help your game though, Bill.
Yeah. We lost in the 4th quarter. You sent the message too soon. Yeah. We didn't.
Well, thank you very much for sharing. Appreciate that, you guys. I know that was just so amazing, all of your mutual interests. I do want to mention for the folks in Toronto that might not realize this, but not only did Kathy just return from Japan, but most of our home hosts returned within 3 days of when we hosted Toronto. So they were amazing sports. Of course, I was super stressed out because Japan was having a hurricane and it was like, oh, they might not make it. What do you mean? They might not make it, but it all worked out. So Shirley, did you want to give us a COVID update? I think this is your PowerPoint.
Okay, this is a little report on what has happened since you came to Toronto. So go ahead, Chris. The CN Tower, of course, had to close down until last week. So there have been no tourists and there's been no visitors. Okay, next. Can you change it, Chris?
Yep, let's hold on a second. It's going slowly for some reason. Okay, we're gonna go this way then. There we go.
The St. Lawrence Market, the farmers part had to close down because the enclosed area just didn't allow people to use it. But finally, the grocery part is still open, but nobody came. You could shoot a cannon down the halls of the St. Lawrence Market, which is always usually crowded. So they opened, but nobody came. Okay, can you do the next one, Chris? The Ripley Aquarium, of course, was closed for months. It's open again now, but there's no tourists, and the attendance is down 80%. Okay, the next one, Chris. Chinatown, however, opened again, and it is very busy. Everyone is wearing masks, of course, but it's one of the more popular parts of town and where people are still strolling up and down the streets like they used to. Okay, Chris. The baseball fans, of course, just weep. The Rogers Center is closed. Next. The Li Ka-shing Research Center is closed to the public. In fact, I would have to ask Rika if it's correct, but I think it was always closed to the public. And we were just lucky that we had it in there and could go and see how it worked. Okay, the next one. The Elgin Theater, of course, is still closed. And the next one. The Toronto Islands opened. The amount of COVID virus has been dropping in Toronto, and so they decided to open the islands for the summer, which is wonderful. They have limited the number of people who can get on the ferry boat, but the ferries are running, and I go over to the island all the time, but I go at 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm home by 12, just when the crowds are starting to build. Okay, Chris. Now, we have a clothing optional beat on that's really very famous on the island that we didn't take you to, but I'll just give you a little shot. Go to the next one. Okay, what's the next one, Chris? Oh, I see, I've spelled Toronto wrong. The Toronto Eaton Centre was closed for a long time and it has reopened, but many of the stores have chosen to remain closed. And that's partly because they don't get enough business to justify paying the staff. But I was there the other day and quite a few of the stores were open. But the store that I went to utilize was one of the ones that was closed.
Oops.
But we're still here.
That's it.
Now there's a one more that says the end, but it's there.
Okay.
And that's Toronto now.
Thank you, Shirley. Now, Chris, I believe you have a little ditty that Shirley composed
Oh yes. Let's
for
see.
us. So we'll get to hear Shirley's little song now about the virus.
Get that up. Hold on a moment. We need to the right spot. Oh, that's not it.
There it is. Oh, hello there. Here we find ourselves in the middle of a COVID-19 lockdown, where we have to keep social distancing. And we're doing okay so far, but I made up a little song that we can sing about the lockdown. Be of good cheer, though the virus is here. Let's have another beer. My dear, Scotch is good to have a wee drop or two and get up off your rear. My dear, bake some bread and muffins, oh, just sit around and mutter. Slather it with marmalade or maybe peanut butter. Add some gin. We will have fun till the ambulance comes during lockdown. I'm having fun during lockdown. Go get the rum, I'm in lockdown. Drunk but no virus for me.
Oh my God.
I have to confess that I thought that was such a silly song that I didn't even want to play it. But my gang, we're all very silly, and so they thought it was fun. So there you are.
That was really fun, Shirley. Now, do you want me to do the Canada up here in Canada?
Yes, that's the last video, and then we're going to stop the recording, Chris.
We'll
'cause
just open it up. Yeah. Okay. So, because I thought this was really cute too. Let me see if I can get it up. Hold on 1 second. Why?
Is this the end of the formal part?
Yes,
And then we're just gonna chat with each other. Is that right, Kathy?
that's correct.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Hold on a second. Now I got to get back. I got too many things going on here. Here we go. Okay, gotta put here.
Timmy's and hockey, syrup and bacon, Molson and Mounties at your can stations, throwing on some cheese and gravy on top of our fries. That's a poutine. And we wear our plaid sweaters when we walk amongst the northern lights. Rockies and prairies, oceans and lakes, other than winter, all the seasons are great. Brushing off the snow a little longer than we'd like. But you won't hear us complaining, 'cause that just wouldn't be polite. No, man. 'Cause up here in Canada, the air's clear, the weather's adequate, we all cheer. We're pretty passionate, and everybody has a pet polar bear and a moose. Yeah, up here in Canada. Celsius kilometers, prime ministers and provinces. We maybe say it different, but we always keep our promises. We said we'd win the gold back in 2010, and we did. But because we're so nice, we'll let you win every now and again, but not too much. 'Cause up here in Canada, we like beards. We think they're fabulous. We don't fear if people laugh at us for wearing 6 pairs of long underwear. Yeah, up here in Canada. Basketball, telephones, wonder balls and hockey, snowmobiles, ketchup chips and even walkie-talkies, peanut butter, garbage bags, the mighty foghorn. Just a few things that you can thank us for. Shatner, Carey, Myers, Gosling, Reynolds, and Reeves, Candy Short, Michael J, and all of Schitt's Creek, Celine, Shania, Adams, Bieber, Bublé, and Drake. We're sorry about Nickelback, yeah, that was a mistake. We're sorry. We're sorry. Yeah, we're sorry, eh? We're so sorry. 'Cause up here in Canada. We like beer and our cannabis, and each year we all get taxed a bunch, but everybody gets free health care. Yeah, up here in Canada.
That was great. Really good.
Well,
Come
It's
on,
just
Scott.
great seeing everybody again.
Yeah, that was great, Shirley. Thank you.
Yes, that really was. That was so fun. Chris, we can stop the recording now.
All right.
Open hearts. And when it's time to eat, you just know the tasty treat that we offer you will be a butter tart. Butter tart, butter tart.